Okay, Spartans Finest, and we're back. Back with another win on choke point. And the win we had yesterday, so this would have been, September 9th going into the 10th, is the one that brought us up to 78th position. So let's take a look at it together. Okay, so I led off with all Zookas on Strains Attractors. I brought Everspark for those critters specifically. Just clearing up this whole side. Now, truth be told, you don't really need, there's many ways to hit this, and the majority of the grapplers don't actually have range if I were to go like for an exact 12 noon position on the core. But we have found that this clearing them does work, because then I'm able to sit these troops further back behind these statues you see, as opposed to coming in and then it's a race of can you blast the shield down before those shocks run out. So as we often say within the team, if it drops, it drops. Now Azim, I think network problems. So there is a non-attack there, which obviously in a 10-man crew was tough. I mean, we have beaten this base in less than 10 attacks several times, but equally true, sometimes even with all 10, we don't get the job done. So here is Smokey. And this is a tough layout for duality. It's obviously the 236 base, which makes it the highest force point base on a choke point level. I think he's actually going to come in from the right with its girls. Yeah. Excuse me, 5 shocks, I think. 1, 2, 3, 4, 6 shocks. Wow. Six shocks, yeah. I mean, it's tough. Definitely he took half the core. I believe the attack that followed, yes, did bring some heavies for protection from the front. Less shocks were needed. In fact, I'm pretty sure he didn't drop shocks on those rockets up north. Smoking those girls up there. And then his semi-patented quad smoke. Flare to the core, bring the heavies forward. 1, 2, 3, 4. So 4 shocks with a critter box. The heavies will take the flamethrower and rocket damage. It's a very good example of how to do it. I mean, both attacks took half the core. A lot of different ways to slice that one up. Okay, here's Achilles on sliding block. I believe he's going to smoke right up to below the rockets. Drop a couple shocks. Obviously the rockets are going to get shot. Critters to distract. Trying to clear. That's a great position to be in there. inside that ring of rockets, because obviously they can't see you there. Now he's just clearing, trying to set up the next guy. We kind of agreed this was going to be monstrously tough to solo. Boom Cannon has a little bit of range there, but now it doesn't. And lame ducked it for the next guy, for sure. But unlike something like Ribbon Cable, where it's like, well, if you go this way, you can do it. If not, there's just too much to clear on sliding block for that to be a solo. I think even the greatest attackers in Angry Turtles or Finlandia, whoever, I don't know how this base could be soloed in 4 minutes with all those rockets there. It just too much time, I guess. Takes too much time to beat a base down when you have to spend half of your time clearing it. Okay, so that was Juicer on sliding block, or rather in English. Next up, this is a great solo. We looked at this. This core had 1, 2 on it, 1, 1. But as you see, double shock blaster, both of which are going to have some range on the purported kill zone. Now Bix does something here. He flares to this position, which is not something I saw, which is why I'm not at Bix's skill level. But then watch the timing and placement of these shocks. So rocket behind, MG's in front, shock launcher, and then gets one of the blasters, and then the critters to distract. That really was an exceptional hit there. I thought, you know, you'd hit from where we usually hit, from this kind of 7 o'clock position where these mines are. But then you would have had to clear those mines, and even a critter box is an extra 8. So hats off to Bix on just a brilliant attack there. Okay, Sparty on disassembler with all Grens. Grens have good range, but you do need to watch that nothing is firing at them, which is why it's a great idea to bring Brick, which I see he just lost. And it's obviously great to bring Brick because the critters she sends out will distract anything single shot that could take out a Grin in one hit. Well, we won't stay to see that last Grin. Sorry, buddy. Okay, Fingers then finishing off or finishing center, not finishing off. And I think we all agreed this was maybe the easiest looking center that we've ever seen, in terms of, and that this is in no way to disrespect Fingers' attack, but you know, look at that, there's nothing above the core, so he's going to blast down these mortars and take a nap, because you know, usually up here where his troops are, you've got a myriad of machine guns, and oftentimes in this area right here, where the play again is, you know, you have 5 rockets or something. So we got a fortunate one, and we're not going to apologize, because when we get a tough torrent or a tough, you know, assembly or something like that, Fang, Nobody's apologizing to us for that. So whatever shows up, you know, you try to do your work. And Fingers did his work, and he did it well on that base. So that's that. And here's SD finishing off our win. A little bit of smoke there, a couple of shocks, and that falls real quick. So there it is, guys. Like I say, apologies for the 4 days of non-videos. But there it is. We had 2 wins and 2 pretty close calls while we were there. All right, guys. Like I say, 78th place, and we'll see what tomorrow brings. We'll have another one for you then. Take care.